We are seeing the banking sector come under some pressure today. Let's now cross to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, where Rotimi Fakayejo, the CEO of Enterprise Capital Partners, is standing by to talk us through what has been a really difficult day for the banking stocks. And Rotimi, thank you for staying with us. What I'm hearing is that it's all about expectations for Q3 numbers.
Yeah. Well, I think that apprehension is so much now. I'm also for the fact that a lot of the banking sector stocks are coming to raise more capital. And as such, I think that pressure is very, very alarming. What we are seeing for First Bank is very unusual. What we are seeing for UBA is equally very unusual. And likewise, for the first time in several months back, Zenith Bank was actually on offer today. That is, at a point in time, nobody was actually making a demand on the stock.
All right. So I think you've highlighted 2 points. The first, of course, is the Q3 earnings and the expectations around that. We've seen the impact of monetary tightening on bank earnings this year so far. And then, of course, the second is the capital raising that we're seeing in the sector. As more companies raise new capital, issue new shares, there is that dilution effect on earnings. So is that, in your view, the big factor here?
Yes, it's playing a very big factor because after this offer, definitely the earnings per share of majority of the stocks or banking stocks that are coming to raise issue is definitely going to reduce. For instance, Access Bank, which is having about 1.24, by the time they finish rating the offer, is definitely going to reduce to as much as 0.85. And as such, I think it's not really going to be palatable to investors. So the anticipation of this reduced earnings per share, which automatically means they may not be able to pay as much dividend as they've been paying in the past. Then also for the fact that the third quarter result may not be as good. Even the Q2 wasn't that good, but it's been envisaged that this third quarter result is going to be worse than what we have seen. So a lot of people are trying to sell off and try to at least keep their position better than what is going to be by the time the Q3 results are out.
I think all this calls question the timing of some of these offerings, because we're in Q4 and we know that next year, election year, there's a lot of apprehension around that. So perhaps these banks should be doing these offerings next year. Do you think there's any sense in that? Do you think the timing could be generally wrong here?
Well, to me, I believe the timing is very wrong because there is even a selling pressure at home, in the sense that some so-called individuals are actually taking up position in order for them to be liquid enough to participate in the election. And I think if that be the reason, since people are selling, then it may not really be the right time for them to come and raise fresh issues. Diamond Bank came at the nick of time. Theirs was very successful, but with the way things are going with the offer for Access Bank, it's very doubtful that it may be as successful as that of Diamond Bank. Right. And I think to me, I don't really think that this is the right time for them to actually do this.
Well, you make an interesting point around the timing, but then again, some people will argue that since they're all rights issues, they're not public offerings, these issues relating to shareholders. So people who believe in the company, who are already invested in the company, might as well just put in extra cash into the offering. So your take about that, the fact that these are public, they are not public offerings, but they are rights issues. Is this a factor in the success of these offerings?
Well, I think that may not be true in totality, in the sense that it is those who already have that are actually selling and putting this selling pressure on the stocks presently. So if the same people that are holding the stock presently are the ones selling, and that means definitely when the time for the right issue comes, they may not really be participating in it. So we expect that there may just be a glut of the rights, and it may not really be as successful as the previous one that have been done.